everyone. Welcome back to another episode. It's been a hot minute since we've had on amazing guests, but would you expect anything else from me? So, I have with us a friend of mine. I say it every time that I love what I get to do where it comes to radio and podcasting because I get to highlight the people I work with, and today is no exception. So, with us right now is AJ Aluthwala, and he is known as the technology maven. But more importantly, he's just an awesome guy. So, introducing my friend AJ. AJ, how are you?
Very good, Rhonda. Thank you so much for having me on your show.
You and I have had the pleasure of knowing each other now for the past year, and we've worked together in different mastermind environments, but you and I have not worked one on one. But what I found is that no matter what room we are in, everybody knows you. And I am not a technology person. So let's start with an introduction about who you are and what your business does so that our listeners and our watchers, maybe they're your avatar. Let's figure it out.
Thank you for that, Rhonda. And it's obviously been a huge pleasure getting to know you over the last year or so, and seeing you in so many different mastermind rooms, and sharing some good laughs and jokes, and just helping a lot of others make a lot of money, and be successful in their lives. So. Uh, the name of my company is Callisto Tech. We were previously called Callisto Art when we were just creating websites 18 years ago, and we were just doing search engine optimization. But since then we have evolved into a digital marketing agency, a full service digital marketing agency, and then around 8 to 10 years ago we started a mobile app and custom software development track in our business as well. So, we've been helping a lot of businesses with lead generation. A lot of businesses seems to struggle with that. And The technology landscape that is out there, it's changing all the time. You hear AI and a new AI every day, right? So a lot of business owners, entrepreneurs, they are overwhelmed with what they should be doing. So my background has really helped us to be very successful with helping these folks. So when we first started, we were very small, and just the beginning of everything that we do was, or everything that we did was very small. It was just my co-founder and I. We were just cranking out websites, and we were both uh, are coming from Sri Lanka as immigrants. So we had to figure things out for ourselves. But overall, I think over the years we have done a fantastic job in making our clients feel very comfortable, and that they can trust us in helping them basically go from 0 to 100 in a step-by-step way without breaking the bank.
I love that. I love that a lot because, you started and you've evolved and you're following, I hate to say the word, the trends, but how do you when you come from that technology space, I feel like the competition is so overwhelming. And with so many platforms offering a DIY model, could I even say that? A
Yeah.
DIY model? Like, how do you compete in a scenario like that?
So that's a great question, right? So the I personally believe that what we are doing right now will be a lot more DIY in maybe in a year, like 12 months or to 18 months. Still, you would not believe we have a lot of folks who reach out to us because they just don't have the time to figure out the DIY, and then implement it themselves. And the other thing is, although there's so many tools and resources that's out there where they are DIY, you still have to implement it, and then you have to figure it out, right? So and then who's going to help someone when things go wrong? It's like you can replace an engine of a car if you watch 1,000 hours of YouTube videos and try to figure it out by yourself. But is it really worth it, right? Here's another way of looking at it. We have folks who have created zero websites or maybe one or two websites in their day, who have watched maybe a couple of YouTube videos telling us, how to create a website. And it's not about just creating a website, it's the artistic ability that goes into it, the delivery of the content so it's digestible, right? And in the past, we have worked on over 250 brands, right? So these folks, try to advise on how to come up with websites and how to create their website. So although the DIY is out there, the learning curve is huge, right? So you're not making mistakes along the way. So we stay competitive, of course, by using a lot of the DIY platforms. So we stay efficient. We don't, we are not be seen as a dinosaur stuck in the website development world or just the digital marketing space or the way you used to do things in the past. Um, but we come very efficient now from all the production activity that we do because of all the AI that exists out there.
I'm still learning AI, not by choice, but by mastermind, because everywhere I go, the big topic is AI, implementation of AI, and how to utilize it to grow and scale your business. I am still the person that needs somebody like you because I want to stay focused and stay in my lane, and I don't want to learn what somebody else has already mastered. So there's been so much evolution over the handful of years. What part of the business is your favorite?
I think the favorite part of the business is yeah, I would say, I have two favorite parts. One is, helping our team to excel in their abilities, whatever the ability that is. That for me personally, I have an educator's mind, so I want to teach them certain things they might not be seeing, and helping them to be better than who they were yesterday. So that just gives me a lot of peace and satisfaction just personally. That might sound very selfish, but it's selfish in a very giving way. Right. The other part is helping our clients with our cold email marketing program, which we've rolled out very recently, that has a ton of AI built into it. And we are seeing a lot of success with that, because when it comes to lead generation, a lot of people think that the way to do it is to get on social media, spend a bunch of time and money, and grab some leads. And but uh, I'm here to say that the cold email marketing is not dead. It's very much live. People still check their emails religiously. So if you email them in the proper way, not just put the art to it, but the science behind it as well, I think you're going to see a lot of success with it.
I love that. So just for sake of time and commercial break, tell everybody how they can get in touch with you.
They can go to aja360.com or visit ajaluthwala.com, which is ajaluthwala.com, and you can get in touch with me.
I love it. So let's pivot for a minute. I'm a serial entrepreneur, but I am good at only what I am good at, right? We focus on what drives us. So if I was to say to you, AJ, I have a consulting client, they came to me, they have nothing, right? Brand new client. Are there any particular verticals that you prefer to work in from a client? So doctors or lawyers or technology. It could be dog grooming, right? Is there a certain avatar client that you look to work with? And then walk me through what that conversation looks like so that I can leave that call saying, wow, I didn't know what I didn't know. Give me some ideas and some pointers.
Absolutely. The vertical we love to work with are construction companies. Lot of folks who are in the construction industry have no clue on what they are missing out in terms of the opportunity. They typically work in especially in if they are a small business, they have few local clients and they are in this never-ending kind of the rat race in, they work on a client and then they move on to the next client, and sometimes when they're working on a client they forget that they have to have a new client to work on their pipeline, right? So we are very good at helping these clients with generating a healthy pipeline in terms of first, getting a solid website which looks modern. Again, folks in the construction industry don't pay too much attention to what's out there in the digital world, but some who have expanded their business understands that the digital can get them a lot of credibility and reliable pipeline. So we'll work on their brand. We'll first create a brand guide for them. Then we'll create a high conversion website for them. And when we are creating that, we'll make sure we lay the foundation for search engine optimization, and then we will start their search engine optimization campaign, which is a monthly campaign where we get them proactively in front of the Google Search Console, basically Google search, how it works, right? And we'll work on their Google My Business profile. And here's a little tip for a lot of folks who are out there listening in. Just like how people post on all the social media networks out there, such as Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, etc., you can post on Google My Business profile as well, and it's free, right? If you can proactively put even one post of, if you are working at a job, take some pictures, put those pictures in, and just mention what those pictures mean. Google is the big brother of the search world. So Google will basically get you proactively a lot of search traffic to your profile if you just do that, right? So that's a tip for anyone. It's a free tip. Make sure you post in Google search. I'm sorry, Google My Business profile, which you might have already created and you have access to it. It's in your phone. So we'll do that, and then next is, if they need ads, we'll run ads for them. If they need some social media help, we'll do that. If they need cold email marketing programs, we'll do that. So however they want to generate leads, so they have a healthy pipeline, we will help them out with that. Now, one of the things that's different about other digital marketing agencies is we are very good with communicating, right? Communicating what we are working on. A lot of agencies, you sign up with them, you don't even know what they're working on. There seems to be kind of like run into their, dark corner in the basement, and then they are just working on something, and you have no idea what they're working on. We appoint a project manager for every client, and the project manager gives you an update on every Monday, and we use ClickUp project management software. So we even provide updates through ClickUp as well, whether we are working on your website, whether we are working on your search engine optimization campaign, what we worked on last week, what we are going to work this week. So you are fully informed on the progress that we are making, and if there are any hiccups, if there are any hurdles, or if something is keeping us from moving forward, we will be very communicative about that. to make sure that we have our runway cleared so we can literally take off.
I love that. So I think about a lot of the clients that I service. And a lot of times budget, right? We hate to use that word, but look, if you had the ability to say, I want to build this beautiful skyscraper, you'd build a skyscraper, not a single family house, right? But a lot of people start in their single family home. So if you were to be working with a client that you could see the potential, but they're working in a budget because they're a startup, how do you determine what takes priority for their business?
That is a great question, and thank you for asking that. So I think the answer is going to help a lot of people who are listening in, who have this entrepreneurial background. And the other thing is they might be just a startup, or they might have very successful business, but they are starting up a new business, right? So you're going to be cash strapped with the new business. So uh, there's a lot that you can do in terms of spending money, right? But you want to be cognizant of the fact that there is a budget and it's limited. So we have a conversation with our clients, and we figure out what's important to them, and we go with the 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 best value for your buck type of implementation of whatever the marketing strategy is. So for any client, we obviously want to get a really good website. Now, when I say a really good website, the website needs to have the right conversion rate optimization, or CRO. So when people land on the website, there's conversion, right? And it needs to have the right search engine elements in there. So search engines find this website. So the website is the mother of all the marketing that you do. So we'll work on the website, and then if someone says that I'm cash strapped right now and I don't want to create a 12-page website, I want to just start with a 3 to 4 page website, we say that's fine, that's great, thank you for sharing that with us. So let's start there, and then we'll take the next steps in terms of um, you know if you are trying to generate leads, running social media ads can be very expensive. So let's not do that, because you are trying to throw out a big net, and then you might catch some fish, you might not catch anything. So let's dial it down, and let's start with the search engine optimization, which is low cost, but there is it takes a little bit of time for you to get results. But once you start seeing these wheels turning when it comes to search engine optimization, they are big and heavy, but when you start getting momentum, they are hard to stop. So let's work on an SEO strategy rather than Google ad strategy. So we have a few ways of making sure we work within what is the budget that's available for us.
I love it. So again, just for the sake of time, I want you to remind everybody, how do they get in touch with you?
Absolutely. Yeah. They can reach out to me at aja360.com. That's www.aja360.com. Or they can go to www.ajaluthwala.com.
I love it. So, there's so many conversations that you and I can really have. Let's dive into the world of actual business development, because that's really where you and I want to say that's really where you and I shine. And that's most importantly where you and I get to interface with one another. So, talk to me about how you as an entrepreneur are constantly out there. It's one thing when we're talking about what you do as a business, right? Hey, I'm AJ. I'm here for your technology, social media, digital marketing needs. But then there's that point where you're out there and you are literally establishing your own relationships for your own deal flow. So let's talk about that a little bit. What has been the most successful places that you have gone as your own entrepreneur for you to grow your business?
Rhonda, to give everyone a little bit of context, let me share this and say that I have started my ranks from the chamber, the local chamber of commerce. We actually became the 2020 Small Business of the Year. And then I have done BNI in the past. Those who are listening in who are BNI members, I've been there. Right. I mean, I've, been part of like, three different BNI chapters. And then someone introduced me to what you now know as a mastermind, which is a collection of individuals who get together not to refer business to each other, but really to talk about the issues and wins that they have in their own businesses. So I am uh, I am a big supporter of true masterminds, not the masterminds. They call themselves a mastermind, and it's just a big conference with a bunch of people, and buy some package which they sell out of the stage. That's not a mastermind. That's definitely not. I might hurt somebody's feelings, but some of my friends, those are not masterminds. The true masterminds is, you obviously pay something to be part of it, but when you're in the room, your purpose there is to help each other out. And if you do business with each other, that's great. But if you don't do any business, that's fine too. So I belong to a mastermind called Board of Advisors, and then that mastermind has been really great for us. Been a member for the last 5 years with that. And another mastermind that I belong to is Flow Mastermind, run by Charles Bird, and I belong to multiple other masterminds in the past, and I've exited some of them because they have just grown too big for my liking. Um, or the masterminds themselves had some exits. So I would say anyone listening in, if you are in the entrepreneurial space, definitely seek a good mastermind that you can belong to, because you never know the doors that can open up for you, not in terms of just trying to sell to other mastermind members, but the relationships, the truly meaningful relationships that you will foster when you're part of these masterminds, because they will get you to places that you never ever imagined. Um, True masterminds are a little expensive to belong to, but they go a long way in terms of the return that you will get. And again, I'm not going to discount that. You shouldn't look into the ROI that you should get by that you should be getting, or that you should be expecting by belonging to a mastermind. I'm not discounting that. You should absolutely get a dollar value ROI, but the relationship capital that you make there is going to be huge.
I think also for people that are listening that are interested, and we use the word mastermind, a couple of little things that I want to point out is masterminds are good if your business is not local or regional. So
Yeah,
you and I serve a larger scale audience. So a mastermind for you and I would work, but a local plumber, in a certain community, mastermind may or may not work because they're going to reach their cap for what they can do in their marketplace. But a mastermind for that plumber, if they were looking to expand and open up multiple locations, could offer them the opportunity to work with and learn from next level entrepreneurs who have been there. And I think you hit it on the spot before, where you said, hey, I started with the Chamber of Commerce. And I love that, businesses start in the root of their community and the people that they serve. So yes, I belong to the Chamber of Commerce, several of them, right? And I still do to this day. It's
I
not
do too.
businesses, but I still like to support, my local community. Then we mentioned the BNI, the LATIP, right? And these other groups. And generally, what's great is that you're meeting weekly to foster relationships, build credibility where people can share, you know, referrals, right? That's really what it's about. And that's where it's about just giving, giving, giving. I think when we get to the mastermind level, what my takeaway is, it's no longer about the ask for business. It's about how can I serve you at point in your career. So that's what, like, for me anyway, that's been my takeaway as I've evolved over time, how to grow, because I love, especially like you and I have been together at so many rooms. And I just came back from Miami. I was at Dan Fleischman's 100 million mastermind,
So you
right?
were, yeah.
Yeah. So I was down, I'm exhausted, but I was down there, and what happens is that you start interfacing so much, but you want to figure out, how can I add value? You meet so many amazing people. And when you put yourself out there and you are giving before you're receiving, I think it's just a completely different feeling, at least, of being an entrepreneur. Do you think that if you were to be mentoring somebody right now, somebody comes in, I mean, well, I think your son's too young, so we won't use your family members, but
Yeah.
somebody comes in and they want to be mentored, where do you think you place them for business development?
So I would say that, so when you ask the question, how would I place them for business development? Are you asking where they would fit in from a sales perspective or marketing perspective? What exactly is that?
Yeah, like I belong to certain organizations, and I say, it's not fit for this person, but it's fit for that person. Somebody comes in, and you're in marketing, so you have to really represent your brand. I represent mine. Where do you think, if somebody came in today and they wanted to first learn, where do you think the best place would be for somebody to start?
I would say that just someone to start would be um, just be around like-minded individuals. I wouldn't even, I mean, I think I would say that, just go to the chamber, just, start there, because it's a very safe place, with, where you can practice your pitch, practice your relationship building skills. Because I would never say that spend $30,000 and go belong to this mastermind if you are brand new to the game, because then you're going to miss out on the opportunity of being part of these kind of masterminds, right? So, start at the chamber level, but don't get stuck there. Just make sure that there are so many levels to just learning about, business development, learning about relationship building. There are so many levels, so you just have to, start. If you're brand new, you start small, so you can get your feet wet, but quickly move out of those rooms into bigger rooms, bigger ponds, so that way you have a little bit of street cred in terms of business development and relationship building. And the one question that you want to always think and ask yourself is, how can I serve this person? Is there an introduction that I can make? Is there um, a service that you might have seen in the past that may help them, although you have no idea about that service, or you're not getting, when I say no idea, you don't know the company owners, or you're not getting benefited out of it. You just, in the good, from the good of your heart, you want to really help this person, and that relationship, those, wise words will go a long way for you.
I love it. Once again, just for the sake of time, tell everybody how they can get in touch with you.
Yeah, you can always reach out to www.aja360.com or www.ajaluthwala.com to reach me.
I love it. So we have 10 minutes left. Let's talk about our families and business and being an entrepreneur. So, how do you treat work-life balance? Because I know that we have our ebbs and flows. Talk to me about work-life balance for you.
So the reality is there is no work-life balance, right? As Tim Grover says, if your work is on the high side, the life is going to be on the downside. If your life is on the upside, the work is going to be on the downside. The only time there's a balance is when both sides are at zero. Right? So I try to juggle them as to the best of my ability. I try to, I make a point to be at all my son's basketball games as much as I can. Um, spend quality time with my wife. I think I'm not doing enough of that, but I try my best, spend quality time and take my daughter out to just get like frozen yogurt and that type of thing, and just be involved in their lives as much as I can. When I'm not traveling, I spend incredible amount of time with my family, including my dog, Biscuit. Um, he will come and remind me every day, right around this time of the day, like 5 o'clock in the evening, that I need to come and throw a frisbee so he can go fetch it. So uh, I can't get out of that responsibility ever if I'm at home because he does not give up. So
We
he's
have
very
a dog like
persistent.
that too. I understand completely. I have a crazy Belgian Malinois. So,
Ah,
well, he wants to do, yeah, he's a little crazy, a little cray cray.
yeah.
But it's the same thing. Being an entrepreneur has so many challenges, right? So we talk about our family. Have you ever had that struggle, whether it was when you first opened up, or it could have even been recently, where sometimes you just question being an entrepreneur versus going to work for somebody else?
You would not believe, just maybe like few days ago, I thought to myself that I wish I just had a 9 to 5 job. It's that you have those kind of moments, right? But then you have to remind yourself as an entrepreneur why you did this in the first place. And I remember being laid off from the employment I had, the job I had at the time when my daughter was just born. She was she was just few weeks or week before Christmas. I was laid off, didn't have any money, that type of thing. So then that kind of gave me the fuel to you know start my own business and just get really full time with that. So you just have to remind yourself that if you're an entrepreneur, there are certain sacrifices that you have to make. You may not be able to be at all the birthdays, although I try to be at all the birthdays. You may have to miss a few basketball games or football games, ballet, etc. um, but you are doing it with the good of your heart for their future, right? That's what that's where you are heading. And you just have to do certain sacrifices. And then the other thing is, uh, I think your family, you have to have these conversations with your family as well and get them on the same page, because this journey you can't take by yourself. You gotta get everyone on the boat. You can't just be the one who's using the paddles. So you gotta get their help somehow, so they understand. They are all understanding of the struggles that you go through. And I remember just a few days ago, my wife came to me and asked me, um, "You look very sad. Why?" You know, "You look tired. Why?" And then I'm glad she asked me that, because I opened up to her, and I said that this deal I thought would go through great, did not, and then lost a bunch of money. And then again, I reminded myself, this is the life of an entrepreneur. You have great wins, and then you sometimes fall into kind of depths of hell type valleys. But then you got to remind yourself that, okay, now you have to do something to get out of it, and it's completely on you to get out of it.
I love it. And, just again, as an entrepreneur, we're always trying to learn. tell me, is there anybody that you follow on social media that maybe you really enjoy that you can share so that our listeners might be able to follow them as well? And if so, like what takeaway do you get from that?
Someone I love to follow is Eddie Wilson.
Oh,
Um,
I just saw.
yeah, and the reason why I love to follow Eddie Wilson is not because of all his achievements, the 100+ exits that he had, but because he is very calm and calculated in his decision making process, and his social media is not the rah rah, let's get all jacked up and attack certain stuff type of thing. It's very calm and relaxed, and has this almost of a not almost, I would say absolutely of a gentleman approach to business, and I resonate with that. So I would say to anyone who's a fan of that type of motivation and entrepreneurship, check out Eddie Wilson Official. I think
I think.
that's his handle. So check out Eddie Wilson Official on all channels, and you can see his content.
And what about any books? Any kind of books that you've been reading lately?
Yes, the book that I am currently reading, I gotta actually pull it up because it's such a good book. Um, it's Buy Then Build by Walker Dable. For anyone who's thinking about buying a business, um, or building a business, this book talks about why it's such a good idea to actually buy a business rather than build a business, because there's a silver tsunami that is happening. A lot of boomers exiting or retiring and exiting their businesses. So I definitely recommend this book, and it's available on Audible as well. If you're someone like me who actually like to listen to books, to audiobooks rather than actually read them.
And just from a social media, following somebody, Cody Sanchez, that's her whole basis is don't go out and recreate what's already been created. Just go find a business and go buy it. Buy something
Absolutely.
that already is operational and you know what you're walking into. So with that, we are running out of time. AJ, you have been amazing. This was fun. This was like a full show. I obviously will be seeing you soon. But just for the sake of time, tell everybody one more time how they can get in touch with you.
Please go to www.aja360.com or www.ajaluthwala.com to get in touch with me.
I love it. AJ, thank you so much for joining us today. This was way overdue, but excellent information. So once again, thank you to everybody that has tuned in to this week's episode. I hope you enjoyed our conversation with AJ as much as I did. And if you do have any questions about entrepreneurship, you're looking to grow or scale, you're not really sure where to go, you're having some struggles, just know you could always give me a call. You have a friend. Once again, you can reach me direct at 631-714-4822. If I'm unavailable, one of my teammates will answer and we'll get right back to you. So until next time, everybody, have yourself a great week.